For Monday Night Football, we have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, look, it's going to be pretty difficult here to bet against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that everyone and their mom would be on the Chiefs right now. Even at being a big Buccaneers fan on my end, I saw how well they played against the Bucs last game, and they have no signs of slowing down. The Chiefs look healthy. They look like ridiculously just all in right now. Everyone's firing. Like everyone's doing well. Like there's no signs of stopping. It's gonna be pretty tough. I think it's gonna be a really tough game for the Raiders. They haven't shown I wouldn't say that they didn't live up to the hype. I mean, there was just a lot of hype on them with Carr and Devontae, but it's just been tough for them to kind of get wins here. And it's not like they've been blown out every single game or whatever, but they finally got a win last game. That was pretty good for them. But and even the Chiefs, when the Chiefs lost to the Colts though, the difference is, I think that was mainly due to their own mistakes, right? The Chiefs kind of gave them opportunities to be in the red zone, and then they got points. The Colts got points there. The Chiefs just have so many weapons right now. I mean, you got Travis Kelce, MVS, Juju. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. These guys, all those guys got targeted a bunch last game. I mean, even that trick play they had, it was just, Mahomes is unbelievable. There's not a whole lot more to say about him. That was just a show of I don't know. That was just a show. That was a show they put on. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Isaiah Pacheco. These guys again. Everyone on the roster. There's so much depth with them. They got a good amount of carries last game. But meanwhile, on the Raiders side, they also do have a good rushing game with Josh Jacobs, who actually I believe it was a career high for him last game with 144 yards. So he also got 2 touchdowns for them. So the Chiefs are going to have to look to stop the rush there. Josh Jacobs, and hopefully he could be a big factor for the Raiders as well. Last game, the Bucs didn't really get a whole lot of production from the rush game, so that's something that the Chiefs didn't have to worry about because they didn't really attempt it that much. They were behind most of the game, basically the start of the game, first drive. They coughed up the ball on the punt or on the kickoff. So Chiefs didn't have to worry about the rush as much. Devontae Adams does remain as the main target for Derek Carr. He totaled last game at 101 yards, 9 receptions. Still seems to be main target for Derek Carr, so that's the guy that the Chiefs are going to have to focus on. The key here for the Raiders could be to take advantage of the passing game. I think last game Brady threw for 385 yards, which is pretty incredible, and they were down still for most of the game, so he did have to take those chances. But still, that shows that the Chiefs have some improvement needed. Needed on defending against the pass. I mean, I'm sure half that was just Brady being Brady, but when you give up 385 yards, that's something you got to keep an eye out if you're on the Raiders side. You get a guy in Derek Carr who he can throw pretty well, right? He seems to throw above 250 yards for most of his games, except for against the Broncos, but he does have the ability to really, really sling the ball. And again, Devontae Adams being his main target, so you can look to that as being where a lot of the production is probably going to come from. I also think for the Raiders to find success here, another big game is going to be needed from Josh Jacobs, right? But also guys like Darren Waller, Mac Hollins, they're going to have to provide some secondary looks for Carr as he goes through his progressions. I think it's going to be a difficult game for them. I mean, that's just flat out. It's going to be difficult. They're playing against the Chiefs. These guys are, not easy to play against when you go down early. I mean, you just saw it with the Bucs. Once the Chiefs get that lead, they just don't stop, right? I think they're gonna have to be able to deal with the unpredictability of the Chiefs as well, right? You saw those trick plays, and on defense, they have to. On Chiefs defense, the Raiders gonna have to get past L'Jarius Sneed, and the Raiders' best players are gonna have to be their best players in order for them to even have a chance. I think that it's gonna have to be Devontae Adams really having a big game. Darren Waller having a big game. Josh Jacobs having a big game. The Chiefs are just right now, I think, maybe the best team in the league, right up there with the Bills. But for the Chiefs, though, I think the main key point for them and the key takeaway is that they have to avoid making these self-inflicted mistakes. Like I just touched on a while ago when they played against the Colts. I just felt like when I saw the Colts in the red zone, it was partly due to because the Chiefs did something wrong. I think right now, early in the season when they're healthy, they're just firing on all cylinders, are doing everything right. The only thing that can sometimes beat the Chiefs is the Chiefs themselves, right? So these self-inflicted mistakes, giving the Raiders opportunities to stay in the game or even take the lead in the game and having to play catch-up is my opinion, is maybe the main way that we'd see the Raiders come out on top against the Chiefs. But I think if they just stick to what they've been doing all season long so far and giving a lot of the guys opportunities to shine, I think they're gonna come out on top for Monday Night Football. Right now, the books have the Chiefs 7.5 point favorites. I personally will take the Chiefs at 2.5, so -2.5. I think that, I don't know, I'll play it safer. I think they can get a field goal win, or win by a field goal. And if there's a possibility of this being a close game, I still think the Chiefs can probably come away with the win. They could come down to a field goal for either team, so I think the Chiefs will pull it off. I think they can pull off the 3-point spread. So that's my pick for Monday Night Football. Should be a good one. Hopefully it's a good one. It's a primetime game there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how this one turns out. I think it's a test for the Raiders to really see where they stack up against probably the best team in the league. And again, a lot of expectations put on the Raiders with Devontae Adams, Derek Carr all there. And so we'll see how they do. But I personally think the Chiefs are going to take this one. I like what I'm seeing from them. Again, just like other teams, have shown no signs of stopping. The Chiefs are one of them. They've been unbelievable first 4 weeks of this season so far. I don't think I see them stopping anytime soon. So that's my pick, Chiefs -5.5 for Monday Night Football.